standing on the mat. Okay, so a good thing to do is first just move around a little bit and then start to work yourself into a standing posture, getting that balance going. So we've got the feet hip width distance apart, okay, and they're lined up evenly here. And let's think about the base of the feet. So we have the big toe mound in good contact with the earth, and then take your attention to the outer heel. That's in good contact with the earth. Now the inner heel, and you might feel your legs engaging as you move through these points. So we went big toe mound, outer heel, inner heel. Now we're going little toe mound. Okay? And now the feet, all four corners of the feet are grounded, and the legs probably kicked in to help here. We're drawing up through the, into the thighs here. And then draw the shoulders back, have them over the hips, hands by your side. And with the ears over the shoulders, which if they need to move, the whole head moves forward and back. It's not tilting back. Okay, so we're balanced here. Inhale and exhale. And now you feel balanced. And go ahead and, if it's comfortable for you, close your eyes or maybe just defocus them. Because sight, vision plays a big part in our balance. All right, now let's just move the feet side by side here. So we have narrowed our base of support. See if anything shifts for you here, and even again, close or defocus your eyes. And then we're going to take the right foot out and across over the left foot. So we're crossed pretty much at the ankles here, and try and get some sort of balance in this position. See if you can get your feet even. And one side of this uncross and cross now your left ankle over your right. So one side might behave better for you. Just work on it and notice that. And then uncross and let everything shake out. Okay, so just being aware of balance here. And let's come back to mountain pose. And do a few nice even breaths, palms out to your side. Exhale, we're going to inhale up for 4 and down for 4. So let's inhale for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice and slow, palms out. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And inhale. Keeping the spine long, 2, 3, and 4. Exhale, spine long, 2, 3, and 4. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. Nice long spine there. All right, so let's shake things out, and speaking of the spine, we're going to start moving it forward and back. So something a little different today, keeping the hands down for now with the palms facing back, and just draw the tops of your hands together, and then draw your palms together behind, tops and behind, keeping the arms low. Taking the spine forward and back as you go. It's a lot of work for the shoulders to rotate the arms like this, right? Now start taking the arms a little higher, keeping up with that shoulder rotation. And the forward and back movement of the spine. And then maybe even as high as your arms want to go this morning. Good, and then just bring your hands to your thighs, take a breath here, and roll up. Okay, planting the feet, once again, hip width distance, find that 4 points of balance. When we do side to side, right, opening the side body, it's really important to keep those feet grounded. So let's take the arms up, elbows could stay bent, your hands could even touch your shoulders, or your arms could be up by your ears. Inhale, and we're going to tilt to the left for 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And come smoothly up, smooth and slow, and tilt to the right for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And come smoothly up and back over to the left for 1. Remember, we don't want to tax the shoulders here, so if the shoulders start to get fatigued, just bend the elbows and bring it smoothly up and over to the right for 1, 2, 3, and 4, and up. All right, let's release those arms now. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so now we're all going to start with our hands on our shoulders here and keeping the feet grounded, tilt to the left, 2, 3, and 4, and smoothly up and tilt to the right, 2, 3, and 4, and smoothly up. And now we're going to add some arms to this, so let's tilt to the left, 2, 3, and 4, and now just extend the arms as far as they're going to go. Bring it in and smoothly up, and tilt to the right, 2, 3, and 4. Extend the arms, bring them in and smoothly up, and let's just let everything go here. So go ahead and shake out your arms, bend your knees, bend your hips, just move around. Ooh, especially release those shoulders. Inhale and exhale. So take your feet slightly wider than hip width distance. Let the lower body move freely. Bring your hands to your heart, and then just twist open side to side. This is very gentle. Like you might even feel like you're sprinkling water, right? As the fingertips just flick out. And then slowly start to reach a little more toward the earth here. And start to come back up. And then a little more reaching but higher up to the sky. And coming back to center. And coming to a halt. All right, bring it in and shake it out. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's come to, does everybody have padding for your knees if you need it? Because we will be doing some core work on hands and knees. Okay, we're going to move into that now. Now, if you don't want to be on your knees so much, you can find a chair or a wall and do the same core work that we're going to do from here, right? Including if your wrists don't like being down that much. So come to the top of your mat here. Find your mountain pose. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, gentle swan dive. Legs aren't that warm yet, so let's just come into a gentle swan dive. Take a half lift, shine your heart forward. Sinking the hips down, bring the hands down, and find your way to downward facing dog here. So coming into a dog, and then pedaling the feet to walk the dog out. Take one heel down and hold. Take the other heel down and hold. Take both heels down and hold. And then when you bring your knees down, get them to the mat at the same time. Okay, so keep the knees side by side as you come knees down to the mat and set yourself up in tabletop. So we're going straight into tabletop here. This is where you might prefer to be standing at the wall or with your hands on a chair. Both will work. Okay, we're going to engage the core, have the hips facing straight down here. Take your right leg back and let's roll and press. So we're rolling up to the toes and press through the heel just to liberate the toes and give that foot a nice little massage. And then come back forward here without raising the hips over to the side. Okay, raise your right leg, hip height. Now balance yourself between two hands and one knee. There you go. Slide your left arm forward and lift it. Still balanced here. Now it's one hand and one knee. And tap the fingers and toes down and bring them up. Here's where the core really starts working hard. Down and up. Yes, and take it up and hold. Okay, bring the hand and knee down, and then just come up on your knees and shake your wrists out for a moment. Was everybody okay with that? Are we good to move on? We're going to go back to tabletop. Slide the left leg back and press and roll. Okay, we were talking about the feet before. This is definitely liberating for the feet. Press and roll. Press back and hold. Okay, now square off so you're evenly distributed between two hands and one knee, and raise your left leg. Keep the hips, so we don't want the hips doing this. The hips are down. Slide your right arm forward, bring it up, and tap down and up. Staying nice and balanced here. Yes, down and up. And bring the hand and the knee down. Come on up and shake it out. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're going to do that again and then also add a little side motion to that. Okay, so balance, table, right leg, left arm, lift, tap, down, lift, tap, down, lift, tap, down. One more, lift, tap, down. Now we're going to lift, take the right leg out to the right, left arm out to the left, and come center. Side and center. Side and center. And one more, side, center. Now when you bring your hand and knee down, see if you can get them to the mat at the same time. Great. All right. Shake out those wrists for a second. Come back to table. Here we go. Left leg, right arm sliding long, up, tap, down. Lift, tap, down. Yes, lift, tap, down, and lift, tap, down. Now lift, right arm out to the right, left leg out to the left, and come forward and out, and forward and out. Forward and out. Last time, out and hold. Now come back to forward and get the hand and knee to the mat at the same time. Good. Inhale and exhale. Come on up, shake out the wrists. Inhale and exhale here. All right. How's everybody doing with this? Are we good? A little core work for balance here. So let's go ahead and have a seat. Coming into a seated balance, seated mountain pose. Feel your sit bones grounded evenly. Your feet are strongly flexed. Toes and knees are pointing up, and the spine is super long. Inhale and exhale. We're going to do 2 nice even breaths. You can count to yourself or just pay attention. Hands by your side. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale. Think about the spine continuing to lengthen even as the arms come down. Fingertips touch lightly. And one more nice even breath. And float it down. All right, and then shake it out. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so we are going to move now to hip opening, which, to celebrate, I'm not really celebrating, I'm sad that this is our last Thursday morning class for a while. So we're going to do water wheel, because I want you all really to have this and be able to do it every day. So let's go ahead and lay down, feet hip width distance apart with the knees bent. And we take the right knee in, point up, flex down with the leg. Knee in, point up, flex down. So this is really a nice way to open the hip. And if at some point you decided, like not right now, but at some point you decided you wanted to make this a little more core involved, I'll show you how to do that. Next time your right knee is in, hold it in. You could totally just roll your shoulders and head up and continue from here. We're going to be doing a lot of core with our balance, so let's just focus on the hip here. Flex your right foot. We're reversing the water wheel. Flex out, point up, knee in. Keep the breath moving. Of course, we need this whole lumbo-pelvic hip complex to help us balance, so we're working on that now. The next time your right knee is in, hold it in. Hold on to your shin or your hamstring, and you can straighten your left leg at any time that it wants to. And it can stay bent if it wants to. Take your right leg out to the side and back. So we went in a circle. We're moving side to side. Come back to center. Take your left hand outside your right leg, right arm out to the side, and just let that right knee go just past the belly button. And then let the right knee come all the way over to the left. The right hip is going to lift, but the shoulders stay grounded, and take your gaze past your right fingers. All right, come on back around. As you do that, let your right ankle slide across your left thigh. Draw your legs in and hold on to your right shin, and just move around. And then take your thighs together so you've made an X and continue to move around. And release, unwind, 2 feet to the mat, and just let those knees open and close for a moment. Hands back down by your side, and we're going water wheel. We start out with the right knee bent, so left knee in, point up, flex down. Knee in, point up, flex down. Okay, and the next time your right knee is in, hold it in. Flex your left foot, and we reverse. Flex out, point up, knee in. Okay, so there is core work happening here. Our focus is really the hip. And once again, if at some time you're doing this and you want to just add a little more core, raise your shoulders and head, and that'll do it. And the next time the left knee is in, hold it in, hold on to your shin or your hamstring. let that right leg straighten as much or as little as it wants. It doesn't have to do it at all. And take your left leg out to the left and back to center. We went in a circle, now we're going out to the left and back to center. And then come back to center, take your right hand outside your left leg, take your left arm long out by your shoulder, and let that left knee come just past the belly button. So your hips are still grounded here. And then let that knee come the rest of the way over. Left hip lifts, shoulders stay connected to the earth. As you come back center, slide your left ankle across your right thigh. Bring your legs in and move around. So notice how this hip feels. Is this hip the same as the other side? Is it a little tighter? Is it less tight? We're just noticing what's happening in our body here. And then cross your legs in an X here and continue to move around. So sometimes people have their ankles here, sometimes they have the side of their leg, anywhere in between. Yoga is finding where you belong each and every moment of your practice. Let's go ahead and release, unwind, 2 feet to the mat, and open and close those knees. And then come back up to center. Let's just breathe here for a moment. Let the spine just resettle. Good contact with the earth. And now we're coming back to hands and knees. So we're going to strengthen the arms for all those wonderful things that we want to do. Take your hands way forward, right? Come into a knee down plank, and at some point if you want to do this in knee up plank, you're always welcome to do that. And we slowly bend at the elbows, press up, and hips back. So it's forward, push up, hips back. Our focus here is on the arms, so don't lift the knees if it's going to take your focus off the arms, okay? We'll do plenty of other stuff. And then find your way into a nice child's pose. Yeah, oh, just release. Breathe. All right, now as you unfold your way into downward facing dog, pay close attention to everything that's happening and come into a nice even downward facing dog. 2 hands and 2 feet. And you've really paid attention the whole way. What muscles move, what opens. Inhale and exhale. And start to take any journey, feet to the hands. Once again, notice what happens to your balance as you move forward. When you have your feet at your hands, bring your hands to your thighs. Shine your heart forward, half lift. And then slide your hands down your legs into a forward fold. Doesn't have to be low. And then float your arms out and up. Palms touch. Good, and hands come heart center. And release. All right, so let's shake out a little bit, move around, and we're going to, we'll move through our sun salutations now. So come to the top of your mat. Okay, so since this is our final class for at least a week, you know I'll be getting in touch with you when I get back from Florida, so we'll have some pop-up classes. But come to the top of your mat. We're going to go through one side of simple sun salutation together, and then you're going to have 2 minutes to work on your own, okay? So yogi's choice for sun salutation, and don't worry because your body knows this. You're all consistent practitioners. So let's come to the top of the mat, find that equal standing mountain pose. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Take a half lift. Sink the hips down. Float your right leg back. And you might choose to hang out in this lunge for a moment or two, feeling that nice hip release. Find your plank, knees up or down. And then we chaturanga, using those arms again. And find a back bend. Baby cobra right now is fine. Not using the hands too much. Shine the heart forward. Release. And then notice everything that happens as you find your way to downward facing dog. Eventually finding that 4-point balance in dog, long spine. Length through the back of the legs is good, but our spine is the main focus here. So we inhale and exhale, lengthening the spine. And then finding a journey forward. When you get there, half lift, forward fold, and then keeping those feet grounded, float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. All right, everybody ready? Go ahead and do your own thing here for a couple of minutes. Okay? Don't think about it, just let your body move. Keep going, you're halfway through. All right, and without rushing yourself, let this be your final sun salutation here. And we'll all meet in mountain pose at the top of the mat. Once you get to your mountain pose, tap into your balance. Get those feet nice and even. And then either defocus or close your eyes. And just feel what you feel. All right, and shake it out. So, yep, just finish what you're finishing. If you're not quite done yet, that's fine. Just finish. All right. So now you've got several things you can take off your mat, and do on your own also when you're needing a yoga practice, right? You've got your water wheel, you've got your sun salutations, you've got a lot of things. We're going to work on some balance moves here, okay? So if you have a block, pick it up. If you don't worry about it. We're going to take the legs wider than hip width distance. Not super wide, just a little wider than hip width distance. Just hold on to the block for a moment and let your knees bend. Okay. All right. Now, put the block on your head and take your arms out to the side. Bend the knees. We're going to reach to the right and to the left. To the right and to the left. So what we're focusing on right now is just trying to keep that head straight up and down, whether there's a block on it or not. To the right and to the left, and then bring your hands to your heart, straighten your legs, and bring your hands down. Okay, how's that block doing? Is it still there? Let's go ahead and reach up, whether you have an imaginary block or a real block, up, or some substitute. All right, so let's go ahead now and try that again. Okay, so we're here, we're going to bend the knees, we're going to turn, we're going to take the arms out, okay? But now we're going to do something really tricky. We're going to turn the head toward one side and center, and toward the other side, and center. Now we're involving the eyes. Turn the head to one side and center, and other side and center, and we'll do that one more time. Side and center, other side and center. All right, now go ahead and lift up, take the block up and off and put it off to the side, shake your legs out. Okay. One of my blocks, the block I was using, is a lot more slippery, I find, than the other block. So this morning when I was thinking about this, I was like, am I going to use the block that makes me look good or the block that challenges me? Ever do that, right? In your life, in your practice? Am I going to do what, what I find easier, or am I going to do what challenges me? Shake it out. Just something to think about. Okay, so now we're going to come back to equal standing. And we're still going to think about keeping the head upright, but we're going to focus on the whole body now in balancing. So bring your hands to your hips. We know how important gaze is, right? We might have just experimented with that. And let's go ahead and take the right heel up and start to lift that right foot. So the gaze is steady and release. Okay, let's see how balance is on the other side. Left heel up. Notice what's happening in the right side. Straighten up here. Okay, so don't sink that right hip out. Stay straight on the leg, and nice, float the knee up. And release. Once again, the sides might be different, right? So I'm going to show you something now. Think about this. Your hands still on your hips. Take your right heel up and float the knee up. Now what your body might want to start doing is throwing that heel, throw your foot back to make you more stable. Try and keep your ankle under your knee and release. Okay, so on the other side, bring the foot down. Take the left heel up, and as you lift your knee, think about keeping the ankle under the knee rather than throwing the foot back. And release. Okay, shake it out for a moment, and that was a great setup for sun and moon. Remember, you don't even have to lift your foot if you don't want to. Just stay light on your toes. But let's go ahead, hands to the hips, right heel up, maybe right knee. We're still in that challenged position with the ankle under the knee. And then it's left arm up, right fingertips down. Yeah. Good, sun and moon, and release. All right, Left side, here we go. Left heel up. Left knee starts to lift. Right arm, left fingertips down. Sun and moon. And release. Okay. Now that might have reminded you of something. Might have reminded you as when you walk, you're basically doing this. So let's go ahead and do that a few times. We're throwing ourselves into and out of balance every time we walk. And come back to center. And then we'll do another sun and moon. So right knee, left arm, let's float right into it. And then we took the arms out to the side earlier. Let's take the arms out to the side. And let's just turn the gaze toward the left fingertips. And then slowly turn the gaze toward the right. Come back to center. Left arm up, right arm down. And release. So moving your gaze is something that can happen while you're walking too. So it's important to practice all of those things. Okay, left knee, right arm, floated up, sun and moon. Take the arms out to the side. And now turn your gaze to your right fingertips. And through center, turn your gaze to your left fingertips. Come back through center. Sun and moon, right arm is up, left fingertips are down. And release and shake it out. Whew. All right, how you guys doing? Are we ready to move on? So that's another thing you can think about when you're walking is your balance, and also work on your single leg balances with adding a little bit of motion. Let's do some warrior two. So take the legs wide. Turn your toes, right toes to the right, left toes in at an angle, okay? And we're gonna make sure that we didn't just hike the left hip up. The pelvis is level here. Find the four corners of that right foot. And now find the four corners of the left foot. And when you bend your right knee, it's going to go exactly where you want it to because your foot is on the four corners of the foot. It's over the ankles, but tracking through the center of the foot. Shoulders over hips, arms out to the side. You're in warrior two. Take your gaze past your right fingertips. And we'll warm this up a bit. Straighten your knee, bring your hands to heart center, look forward. And open back into warrior two. And then just continue feeling how your balance shifts and coming always back into balance. So our gaze is moving, our leg is moving, things are shifting. The next time you're open in warrior two, just hold there and take your gaze past your right fingertips. Now check your back arm, make sure that it isn't drooping. Yeah. And take your gaze past your right fingertips. And then bring your hands to your heart, look forward, turn all 10 toes forward, and with your hands to your heart and a nice long spine, fold from the hip creases, keeping your hips over your ankles and keeping your feet nice and square. We're only going halfway or less. If you prefer to stop less than halfway, then stop less than halfway. See if you can still feel all four corners of your feet, and then pressing into the ground to lift up, come back up. All right, let's go ahead and shake everything out, release the legs so we can do the same thing on the left side. Everybody good? We good? Okay, let's take the legs wide once again. Turn the left toes forward, right toes in at an angle. So left toes to the left. And we're going to find all four corners of the left foot, all four corners of the right foot, okay? And start to bend that left knee. It comes over the ankle, and check it out. Is it tracking right through the center of your foot? Okay. Now the shoulders come over the hips and float the arms out. Yeah. Take your gaze past your left fingertips. So right now we're in a very strong balance, right? We've got right and left balance. We've got down and up balance also. And we're going to move this, so straighten your left leg, bring your hands to your heart, and float it back open. And just do that 3 more times, feeling your body, what's happening. After your final time, just come back and hold in Warrior 2. Okay, bring your hands back to your heart. Now turn all 10 toes forward, and we're going to keep those hips over the ankles. Keep the feet square on the mat, right? So 4 points. And start to fold forward. You're going to stop either when you feel like you've gone low enough and you're done, or when you start to feel like your feet are no longer grounded. So if you've shifted where your heels are heavy or your toes are heavy, come back to where your feet were nice and square. And then, wherever you are, pressing through the feet, slowly lift up. Inhale and exhale. Let's bring the fingertips up toward the sky and step together, shake things out. Inhale and exhale. All right, so let's loosen things up now, a little more freestyle. Take the legs wider than hip width distance, toes out. And we're just going to loosen up those legs again, down and up. 5-pointed star to a nice moonflower, down and up. We still want to be square on the feet, just moving a little more, down and up. And we'll take this to a sunflower, so 5-pointed star, knees out to the side, cross your right arm in front of your left, and come up. Left arm in front of right, and come up. And just keep going. We want the shoulders to get even work here, so we just keep switching which arm is in front. And the next time you're down with your right arm in front of your left, go ahead and hold on, opposite hand to opposite elbow, and move around. Make it into a nice little rag doll for you. Nod your head yes and no. Start to feel anything that might need to loosen up. As you bring your head to more stillness, end on a yes, and then bring your body to center. And as you start to straighten your legs, maybe those forearms melt a little closer to the earth. And then release, bring your hands to your hips. We're going to come up nice and slow here, halfway, and then slowly come up the rest of the way. Did you think about your feet, what was happening in your feet as you lifted up? Inhale and exhale, and we're going to do that one more time now with the left arm in front. So let's come into 5-pointed star, the toes are out. Okay. Bend the knees out to the side, left arm crosses in front of right, and another delicious ragdoll. You don't have to be low for this, you could just be ragdolling up here. Okay, what feels good to you? Just give your head and neck a chance to participate also. End the head movements on a yes. Come back to center. And as you straighten your legs, see if your forearms want to melt a little closer to the earth. Release hands to hips. Once again, we're going to come up slowly, come halfway up. And then think about your feet as you come all the rest of the way up. And just heel toe and just stand still for a moment. Let the breath get back under you. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to start working our way down. So before we do that, take a moment to get any standing jiggles out. And look around, see if there's anything that you want for final relaxation. Or for when we're down on the earth, right? And just have that handy. Just move around. And we'll all meet at the top of the mat. Yes, everything is good. And here we go. We're going to find a super balanced mountain pose. So just work on that for yourself. And then smooth your breath out so the breath is balanced. Let's float the arms up. Inhale. Exhale into a swan dive, keeping those feet nice and balanced, the hips over the ankles. Bring your hands to your thighs, hips back, shine your heart forward. You're in a half lift here. Sink down, hands to the mat, and find your way to down dog. If you're done with down dog for today, be in table. You could also be at the wall, right? Wherever you are, we're balanced between 2 hands and 2 feet. And then we're going to let the hips move side to side. The knees also will move if they're up. If they're down, then the hips just rock. Okay? And then come back to balance, down dog or balanced table. And if your knees are up, bring them down to the mat. Have them touch at the same time. Sit off to the side. Good. And let's just shake out the wrists, the feet, everything for a little moment. And then we'll come into seated mountain pose once again, nice and long. So we've done a lot of moving things that help with balance. Just restoring balance in another way is just taking these nice balanced breaths. So go ahead and bring your arms out to the side. Bring them up only as high as you feel like going for your own nice slow count of 4. And then when you're done, down for your own nice slow count of 4. Fingertips touch down. Okay, let's shake everything out, and we're going to do, you can come into Sukhasana for this, you can leave your legs straight, but I want you to feel the power of that breath without doing anything special. So like you might just be sitting in a chair and saying, hey, I need to just calm down or restore some balance to my life. So just go ahead from here and find a way to take 2 balanced breaths. Whenever you're done, just allow your breath to return to its normal flow. All right, so From here, we're just going to make some circles with the body. So your hands could be on your knees. Your legs could also be straight. Okay, you can also do the sitting in a chair. So let's go ahead and take the body forward, to the right, back, and to the left. And just make these nice. The whole point here is to release. So look around your spine as you make these circles and see what anything needs to do, how everything is feeling. And the next time you're forward, just hold there for a moment and take your circles in the opposite direction. And the next time you're forward, just hold there and come on back up to a nice easy seat. And just notice what you notice. How do you feel? Have there been any shifts during your practice? Let's go ahead and work our way down. So bring your feet to the mat, hip width distance, and roll it down. So we're going to extend both arms and both legs. Inhale. Exhale, draw just the right knee in. That left leg is welcome to bend if it wants to. You can hold on to your shin or your hamstring. Now extend the right leg, arms back overhead, and draw the left knee only in. So just some finishing poses for us. Take both arms and both legs long and draw both knees in. And then take this into your happy baby. So you can hold on to your feet. Sometimes they might be too far away. Just hold on to your hamstrings. Whatever feels best for you. And then give your spine a nice little massage here. And come back to center and keep your feet lifted any amount off the mat. Bring your hands to your side and we'll point and flex the feet. Rotate the ankles one direction and the other, and then bring the feet down and just let those knees gently open and close for a moment here. All right, we're going to take the arms long now and extend through the fingers. Feel that extension moving all the way up into the shoulders, and then wiggle the fingers into a gentle fist. Extend, wiggle in, extend, wiggle in, extend, wiggle in, and rotate the wrists one direction and the other. And with your arms still long, go ahead and slowly turn your head side to side, exploring the neck. And then coming back to center and moving around in any way that your body is instructing as you start to figure out how you want to be for your final relaxation today. So, taking any final movements that the body seems to be wanting, experimenting, maybe the legs are straight, maybe the knees are bent. What's most restful for you right now? Maybe a pillow under your knees or whatever you need. Take a moment to feel yourself on the earth And notice if any particular part of you is grounding heavily into the earth, try and even things out. And moving into final relaxation, inhale through the nose. And slowly exhale through the mouth. Just let your body melt onto the earth. Know that the earth is there to support you as you move into final relaxation. Begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. Wiggle fingers and toes. And on your inhale, stretch the arms and legs long, drawing the knees in as you exhale. Find your way over to a side. And back to a nice, easy seat. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.